Hi everyone. No, not a sleek little intro. Sorry about that, but I am not looking my best today because I got my hair all piled up on my head. No makeup, so just pouring and painting and doing stuff. So, this is the updated list of July 2018. I'd like to thank all my sponsors for helping me out with my channel, sponsoring me. Feels good, guys. I love you. I love all those little things you put on underneath, explaining why you're donating. I love that. Really, I do. So the giveaway of last month, I will be doing on Monday, I think. I just want to get some stuff done this weekend, and I have a lot of wrap-up stuff. So this is going to be a little bit of a chat thing. It's sort of explaining the questions that you have sent me by email. I get a lot of emails, guys, and I'm sorry if I can't answer them all, but I get really overcome with all those emails. So this is the liquid tape, the one that there was a code. So I'll be putting the code in the video or underneath the video again for the people that can access it. Sad to say, if you live in Holland, you can't order it. If you live in the United States or Canada, no way, you can't get it. It's for Germany, Italy, I saw a couple of other countries, the UK, and that's about it. Oh, and Spain, I think. But as you can see, I showed you how I put this on, and now I'm taking it off. And if you're a neat freak, like some people are, and you want to keep that, you know, most of the canvas, the back clean, all you have to do is put this on. You can see how easily you can take it off of the wood. Really, everything that you put it on, you can just peel it off. It's really good stuff. Look at that, the corner. See that? That is exactly where you want it to cover the back of your painting. Now, what you can do, of course, is cut along here with a something like a blade or something like that. I don't have one handy. I have a pair of scissors though. Let's see. So what I would do is cut along here so that you can take it off. Sometimes you just have to help it a tiny bit. But as you can see, it comes off the wood really easy, and the corners that I put in really easy. And just to help it, you can cut a little bit with the blade. But as you can see now, the back of the canvas is pretty much covered, and it helped to keep the paint off the back. Now, I didn't do a really like a perfect job. I just put some on with a brush. There was a previous video where I show how I do that. But as you can see, it peels right off. And if you do it a little bit more neatly, like really make a nice tight line, you will see that it pulls off there too. So this was one of the paintings of last week. And you can see that it totally works. So if you want to get some of this and you live in the UK, Germany, Italy, or Spain, or France, I think, I'm not sure. Look under the video with the more information. I will put the code, the discount code beneath the video, and I'll put clickable links so that'll take you straight to Amazon where you can put in that code and you can get yourself some of this liquid masking tape. So that's number one. Number two is the turtle thing. See that? It's really pretty if you you know, if you catch the light. You can see all those micas really shining and doing stuff. So it's pretty nice to see something like this. And then I also varnished it just one layer, but I'm gonna varnish it some more. I think I'm gonna make this into one of those really thick resin-like varnishing paintings. So I'm gonna do my best to get that really well done. It's still for sale. I'm not gonna put it on Etsy yet. So if anyone really says, "Oh, I really like that thing, I want it," leave me a comment, or better yet, email me. Now, someone else wanted to see this one. It's not varnished yet, as you can see, because it's all matte, but I'm going to be starting the varnishing, I think tomorrow, not today. We're having another beautiful day, but not that beautiful for painting because it's way too hot. But you can't do anything about that. Well, yeah, I could buy an air conditioning for down here. I might even do that. Now, this one again, and why I've got this one is because I've had a couple of emails of people sending me a picture of their pores, and then they say, "Why is it so bumpy?" Now, look at this. See that? That's bumpy too. As long as it's got the cells and it's a pore that you really like, don't get upset about the little bumps that you get in the paint. Usually it's because there's too much paint left on your canvas. So there's way too much paint on the canvas. The top is drying really fast. The middle portion is drying at a medium pace. And the paint that's on the canvas, that is drying much slower. So you will get these little bump-like things. Now, this one would not dry up like this with these cracks in it if I hadn't put it outside in the sun. But sometimes if you do really like those little cracks where you can put the gold in, all you have to do is just wait for about, I'd say 8 hours. Let it dry for about 8 hours. Then the top is already dry. Then you set it out in the sun, and because there's a thick layer of paint, the top will sort of start cracking because of the speed of the sun, you know, making it dry really fast. So if this is something that you'd like to try, all you have to do is have pretty much a lot of paint on your canvas, because you can see this didn't crack, and this was the background, so that doesn't crack. But as soon as you put a lot of paint on top of that, then you know you're going to get different speeds of drying. So if you like that, put it out in the sun. You will get cracks. You can fill it in with gold or whatever color you like, and then you get something that looks like this. Okay, that's number 2. Now, about the mediums that I do. What I'm using at the moment is the thick pouring medium, this one. Thick pouring medium is for everything that's fluid. So you have your Goldens, you have your Vallejo fluids, and there'll probably be a couple of brands that I don't know. But if you have anything that's fluid, then you use the thick pouring medium. Now, if you're using Winsor & Newton or the Royal Talents, Reeves is also a brand, the Liquitech Basics. What do we have more than that? The Zenelier, everything like that. You use the normal pouring medium. And the only difference that you will see is that one says pouring medium and one says thick pouring medium. Now, the pouring medium that we all want, the exploding one, that has this little dot. And it says new formula, because the old pouring medium was also 460. But if you have the little dot on it, that shows that it's the new formula, which really sells really well. So I had a question about someone that went over to Jackson's and they bought themselves some pouring medium, and then when they received it, it was the old formula. Jackson's isn't going to get it until August, end of August. So if you're living in the UK and you really want it, you can go over to my website and you can buy it there. I will also, oh no, let me get another. This is the June. Just a minute, people. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, you go to www and then Blazing Colors, and the colors with the OURS.EU. That's the website. And then when you put everything in your cart, you scroll way down, then you see this box that says discount code. Then you put in there Europe with an E, not with an A, not Europa, like we say in Dutch and Belgium. It's Europe, and then 12. Now the thing is, there's no space between Europe and 12, so you have to put that in. Then at the end of that box, you have a little black button that says Redeem. Redeem. You click on that, and then this discount code will start to work, and it will recalculate your order and give you a nice discount of 12%. That's a lot of discount, people. Why I do this is because some of the other codes still work, but I'm going to be cleaning them up, and we're going to be doing this discount code for everyone. It's 12%, and like I said in the former video, but some people didn't really understand what I was trying to say. The minimum order is 40 euros before you can use the discount code. That is something that we have to do. Okay, so say you have an order of, what shall we say, 100 euros. You get 12% off. That's a lot of money. That's like free shipping or something. You can calculate it like that. It's not that we give free shipping on top of that, but I was sort of explaining that 12% on an order of about, for the Dutch people, on an order of about 70 euros, that's free shipping. So that's how we're going to do it. So go to the website, put everything in your little basket, then scroll way down and you see the discount code bit. You put in Europe 12, you click on redeem, it sort of does all the calculating and you get your discount. Okie dokie, people. I hope that makes things a little bit easier. Now, another thing that I wanted to show this one. This is one I also did last week. I'm gonna try and get you in really close and sharp. This was also a really pretty one. As you can see here, you have those cells with the white line around it, and I really like that. I like when cells have a really nice line around them. That sort of makes them pop just a little bit more, and that's where the Floetrol comes in. So what you do is, let's say you're using Winsor & Newton paint. You put some paint in your cup. The minimum of pouring medium is 40%. So no matter how much paint you have in your cup, you put about 40%, or no, more than 40% of this pouring medium in there. Then you start mixing it up and making it really smooth. Then you can add a little bit of water to make it a little bit more fluid. And when you do this, oops, where's my, oh, there it comes. So when you do this, the rule of thumb is minimum of 40% pouring medium, but you can go to 50, 60, 70, anything you like, because this is just a lot of binders. So it's really okay to do that. Now, what I like to do is experiment, and that's why there's a lot of people that are asking me, what did you mix in that? What did you mix in that painting? But as the people that have been following me from day one, they know that I keep on experimenting with the mix that I use to pour. So please do that. Just you know, try something out. Put in a little bit more PVA or put in a little bit more Floetrol or whatever you like. The rule of thumb is really the thickness. That is the most important thing about pouring. It has to be coming off your stick in a steady stream, not in like blop, 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 like that. I don't know how to say it. Like chunky. It shouldn't come off chunky. It should come off like honey. When you get a big spoonful of honey and you hold it up, you'll see it stream really in a beautiful line. It streams back into the jar. And that's what you want to achieve when you're doing your mixing. So in the end, before you put in the silicone, it has to stream off your stick like honey. And that's what I really want to get across, because that's the most important part of doing this pouring stuff, because it's the consistency of the paint that makes it or breaks it. And really makes it or breaks it, because if it's too thick, you have a chance of cracking. If it's too thin, your cells will disappear. There's a lot of things that can happen if your paint is too thick or too thin. So that's the big secret to the whole thing, is just making sure you have the right consistency. Okay, we got that. Let's see, what more questions did I have? I'm not really, oh yeah, about my setup, about my macro setup. I get a lot of questions about how do you get your prints looking like that? And I am going to show you one more time. I have videos, so if you search my channel and you search for macro, M-A-C-R-O, macro, you will find the videos I did explaining it all, but I'll just do this one more time, no problem at all. So I'm gonna stop here, set up a different way, and video again. So see you in a flash. Okay guys, here's me, no makeup. Okay. I will show you how I do the macros. This is the corner of my videoing table. And what I then do is I have like a swipe on my photo paper. I put this on the corner of my table like that. Then I put on the lights. And usually it's better to have 3 or 4, but these are such inexpensive lights. They're really, really very inexpensive. So I put them there pointing down. As you can see, I have 2 directions. Then I get my photo camera, put that on the corner like that. Let me see if you can see it all. Yes, you can. Now, on top of it, I have a little, let me get you in close. Let's see. This thing. This is a water leveler. And that's important because you have to have your camera lined up exactly like 100% level. The table is level. Then here I have my little swipe painting thing. Let me get my airbrush off here. I'm gonna lay down there for a bit. Okay. Then all I have to do is make sure everything is level. Then I have my lights on. And I move this along to see what's in the frame. So I don't have to move my camera. All I do is move this around like this and see what's looking good. Then don't do this with your finger. Don't do that. You have to have an automatic release. And that looks like this. Okay? And these are really, they cost like €4. Go to eBay, find one that fits your camera, and then all you have to do is click. Oh, it's already doing its thing, but it can't focus because that's white. That's it. That was a picture. So that's really how it's done, people. Okay, so that was the macro thing, how you do macros. The other thing is that, yes, you always make the pictures with wet paint. Because if you don't, I'm going to try and get you in really close. Yes, there you are. See the little bubbles here? Unless you're planning on spending about, I'd say about 10 hours of cleanup on one macro shot, I would not be making pictures on a dried pour. You just, you know, it's too much cleanup. So what you want to do is make the macro shots when this is wet, because you don't have all those bubbles. And that's why you have to have different directional lights, because otherwise you get the glare in the paint. And that's what some people have been emailing me about. They say, you know, I just can't get a good picture because I'm getting all the glare. So if you're doing with a flash, the camera flash, That's not going to work at all. So you really have to have those daylight lamps. I have 3 of these lamps, and this is what I used to use to do my videoing. Now I have these big box lights, but I used to use these to do the videos. And if you have 2 of them, you will already not be getting glares, and you will be seeing exactly what you want to see. And the plus side is when you use daylight lamps, the colors are almost good to go. It does need a little tweaking here and there in Photoshop sometimes, just to brighten it up a little. Well, not really brighten, you leave the colors intact, but you know, just like it's more exposed, longer exposed. So that makes the colors sort of more like what I see when it's here laying on my table. So what I usually do is when I do the macros, I take the swipes, I let them dry, take them the next day, and then I put them next to my computer. I put the images on my screen, and then I look at the real thing, and I tweak them in Photoshop so that they are exactly like the pour I have done the day before. So that's sort of how I do it, and that's why I think a lot of people are asking and emailing how it is that my prints are exactly the same as the pour, and that's the reason behind it. It's just a little Photoshop skill, and you can find a lot of that stuff online, how to do that. And sometimes it'll just take, you know, for the lightening and the color correction, it takes maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes. But once you want to get rid of all those little air bubbles in one of these, if you are taking pictures of the dry pour, I'm telling you, 10 hours. I've seen some of my prints that I keep for myself that I've been over it and over it and over it, and every time I find more bubbles, and it really drives me crazy. So that's why I stopped doing it on the dry pour, only on wet. Okay guys, that was a lot of answering of questions and answering of emails. I'm going to put this one on YouTube, and then I'm going to go mix up some paint because I really want to paint, although it is 24 Celsius inside. But I think I'll just do some Vallejo fluid, do some background pour that I'm really thinking of, and maybe doing something in it because I'm feeling sort of crafty. That I want to do something with a comb or with one of my silicone spatulas. I might want to do something like that. Yes? Okay, exciting. And oh, the drone. I'll tell that in the other video. Oh, I almost blew a vein in my head. I was so upset with the company. Not the company of the drone, but with the post office. They have a monopoly position. How do you call that in America? You know, that they are the only ones. You can't use anyone else. Because everything that comes into Holland, I'm thinking, is that true? I'm not sure. But in my case, most of it comes through the Dutch Post. They are so incompetent, really incompetent. That's the word. It's unreal. You can't believe it. If I was going to tell you the whole story about the drone, you'd say, Annemarie, you're just, you know, pulling it out of nowhere. You wouldn't believe it. But I'll save that for another video. So guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Love you all to pieces.